Alright boys, November the 14th, we're going to look at this Deus HF2 coil and this Manticore with this M8 coil. Alright, I had to reshoot a little bit of this video, but not showing the actual detectors, the intro part of this. You're going to see it in the camera. You see that thing right there? It's going to be stuck. That's part of a square tab. It's going to be stuck back in there like so, and you see that mercury dime there. Okay. Somebody's made a comment on the forums about using high speed with a metal detector. They've never seen anybody really using high speed. I guess maybe this person never uses high speed. Well, I'm going to show you something here with the M8 and the HF2 coil. So you new Manticore owners, if you have this M8 coil, you HF2 coil owners hunting in modern trash sites, you might take a peekaboo at this little video. Okay? Okay? Now, you see that little device sticking out right there? That's half of a square tab. Look there at that old mercury dime. Okay. Now maybe you've never been in this side before, and maybe you're taking this coil or that coil and that machine, and that dime has never been located. Silver dime. To keep this test objective, what I've done, I left the iron range open on this machine here. We use notch to reject the nickel. Okay? That's what we're going to do, okay? Now, we're in the fast program, the 29 kilohertz band. You see there's no nickel, right? I'm going to turn over here and get down on this dime. You hear that old dime, 93, getting that call down close to it. Alright? We're going to leave that window open right there. Now remember, we don't hear no nickel. So you're out there and you're looking for high conductors using this coil. Now remember, this is not same plane here what we're looking at, okay? You're going to see both these machines and what happens here. Okay, now, let's assume you're in the site sweeping like such. Speed 1. This is a fixed call height test, okay? Above that silver dime. You don't hear anything, do you? Speed 1.5. Speed 2. Speed 2.5. Speed 3. Heard a little bark right there coming from the right side. Speed 3. Speed 4. Two-way signal. Speed 5. So we have two-way signal there in speed 5 too. Speed 4 and 5 outperform speed 3 on that test. Back to speed 3. Speed 4. I've got this old airplane up here playing with me a little bit. We'll noise cancel it. Alright. Still no nickel. Okay. Speed 4. Hear that? That's pitch tone selected, by the way. Speed 5. Two-way signal. Speed 3. A one-way signal. Alright? General program is set up the same way. Alright. Okay, I got rid of the nickel. Okay. There's no bottle cap in this machine. Speed 5. You hear that two-way signal? Speed 4. Two-way signal. Speed 3. One-way signal. Alright. Model program 8.8 kilohertz. We don't have any nickel. Alright. Reactivity 3. Notice we're in single frequency there. We're getting two-way signal in speed 3. 2.5. We don't hear anything. Speed 3. Speed 4. Better signal, speed 5. So speeds 4 and 5 outperform speed 3 on that test right there. Here's 3 again. They outperform it a little bit. 2.5. Nothing. Okay. Zilcho. So in a modern trash site running this machine using 29 kilohertz multi-frequency, 8.8 kilohertz mono program, running this machine at some faster speeds would expose that dime. Now remember, I've got notched the machine, getting rid of the nickel, okay, up to that. We're going to turn this camera off. Or I can just turn this machine off here. All right. Turn this Manticore on. I've got the external speaker maxed. Okay, all-terrain first. We'll look at all-terrain high conductors. Okay. Let me adjust this notch just a little bit here. Disc. See what we got here. Okay, we've got rid of the nickel. We've got rid of the nickel right there. Bring it up one more. Okay. So we got rid of the nickel. Okay. Speed 6. I'm on noise cancel this machine. Still in speed 6. One-way signal, speed 7. Now I have two-way signal, speed 8. So speed 8 there is outperforming speed 6. Signal's probably a little weaker versus speed 7. Okay. Now you can clearly see speed 5. You go right by that dime, running the notch to get rid of that nickel. All right. The plot thickens here though, okay. We'll go to all-terrain low conductors. All right. Let me adjust the disc pattern just a smidge. Okay, I've got rid of the nickel. Okay. Speed 8. You hear that signal. Speed 7. How about that? Speed 7 comes up short there compared to 8. Speed 6. Very dicey. Speed 7. I'll noise cancel it. We're in all-terrain low conductors. You see it there. Speed 7. One-way signal. Speed 8. Two-way signal. Speed 6. You probably never would stop on that. Okay. Fast program. Okay, we got rid of the nickel. Speed 6 in the fast program. You'd never stop on that. Speed 7. Two-way signal. Speed 8. Speed 8 and 7 behave quite a bit alike there, huh? Alright. All-terrain general. Okay, we've got rid of the nickel. Speed 8, all-terrain general with nickel rejected. Two-way signal, speed 7. Back to speed 8. Speed 6. You'd probably never stop on that. Speed 7, speed 8. Again, speed 7 and 8 there come up better than speed 6, speed 5. You see that? Okay. You see what we've got there? Two 2x4s, and in the middle of those 2x4s lies that. See that? That is a mercury silver dime. Okay? So being out in a modern trash site with this machine, running any mode. Now I didn't show surface seawater on this machine, okay? And this machine in the small coil in a modern trash site running faster speed, even up in the higher echelons, could net you a fine you would otherwise walk right by. Now, here's the question though. A lot of times these smaller coils are used in sites behind, say, a 11-inch or a 9-inch coil. Well, they may do better on that and pull the find out of there, so it's gone. Right? And that's what's happened a lot with these smaller coil, the smaller coil usage. It's harder for you to see maybe what some of the benefits are because a lot of the targets have been hauled out. Now remember, I didn't come around on this way here and sweep this with these coils. Well, I would have probably heard that dime from out here. Alright. Could I hear it better with a 9-inch coil on the Deus 2 or the Manticore or even the stock coil, 11-inch coil on the Deus 2? Could I have heard that situation there better? Meaning the target would have already been dug, even using slower speed. Okay? I hope you enjoyed the video. And you new Manticore users, Get Daddy a make call. Take notes. Same goes for you HF2 coil purchasers. Sharpshooter don't make them, boys. He just shows them.